Alright, let's see if we can make some action happen here. You see me, guys? Oh yeah, perfect. So, today I was gonna film outside, but you know, the wind actually blew my phone over for like 5 times. So, what the fuck? Let's do it inside, right? Welcome to my crib. Today we're gonna talk about turbos, maybe? Not really, but you know, we have a hot side problem that are discussed, and we have some cold side issues. And yeah, so let's start with the valve springs, because the valve springs is vital in the discussion about hot side turbo management. So I see this post a lot. I get valve float on my car. Oh, you need a bigger turbine housing. Alright? So if we have some kind of mechanical understanding, we know that things in motion are stronger than things that are not in motion. And the faster the motion, the more strength shit has. Like a gearbox, for example. If you have a weak gearbox and you put on 1000 Newton at 2000 RPM, it's gonna be, not that good. And if you move your power band up through the revs, so you rev more, then your gearbox will hold up fine. So, and of course, it's more to it than only the revolutions of the gearbox, but the faster the gearbox turns, the stronger it gets. Also, we are taking away torque, of course, so don't have that discussion. But when stuff moves, it gets stronger. Like rods, for example, you have torque down low, or you don't have that. You bend your rods or you don't bend your rods. And it's the same with a valve train, actually. So what happens on the 604, 605 and 606 engines is that we blow the valves open with the boost. And this is really common with the stock turbo, actually. So you don't need a Borg Warner and 3 bars of boost. You just need boost now. And if you have it now, you will open your valves. If you have boost in a minute, which we call lag, then you don't blow your valves open because the engine is spinning much faster. So, of course, swapping your turbine housing to a bigger one takes away some issues regarding valve float. It doesn't fix the problem though. And we're not here to make things work. We're here to make sure things works properly. So if we have a problem, we fix that. And I know I say onion a lot in these videos, and I'm grateful for Gordon Ramsay to like my videos, but it's really engines. So I'll try to work on that so YouTube put the correct subtitles on my videos. So no onions, only engines. Alright. So we have valve float that we can fix with stiffer valve springs. And I don't do these videos to sell shit, because I don't give a shit if you buy from me or someone else. Am I happy if you buy from me? Of course I am. I live on this. But it's your money. You put them wherever you want. It's your money, your build. You're gonna do what you like to do. But there are one kind of valve springs that are made for these engines, and they are mine. The others, there are hacks. Some hacks work, some don't. I mean, it's just a matter of that. You do whatever you like. But you upgrade your valve springs, and I mean we can agree on that. And when you've done that, you can have a smaller turbine housing on your turbo, and you can make a fun car to drive instead of something that has full boost at your RPM limit. And these engines are really these engines has a lot of problem building boost. You know, I've been to the dyno a lot of times, and if you have a dyno pack or rotor test or whatever, hub dyno, you can break that dyno how much you want. You know, you can put it to stand stationary on 4,000 RPM, and it's no issues. But the roller dynos, there we have the problem. So I've actually never surpassed 2.4 bars on a roller dyno, and we have been breaking the dyno till the brakes glow, you know, and it's just not possible. Of course, there are dynos out there that can do it, but where I have been been doing these dynos, it's a real problem building boost, and that's also what you experience when you have low geared differentials or gearboxes or whatever. And you know, I've been really under the weather for a couple of days. I have COVID, so I'm sorry if I'm so you know, the gearing is important for this, and we have to do what we can to make the boost that we want. And a turbine housing number 16 on your HX40, I mean, that's just not an option, because your car gonna be a fuck ass to drive. And so instead of fixing the issue of valve float with a larger turbine housing, swap to stiffer real valve springs. And then you choose your turbo and your hot side after that. The next thing on this theme is downpipe. You know, people say you need a 4-inch downpipe, you can't have back pressure, blah blah blah. That's just not true. I mean, we have done super non-scientific tests about this, and as a super non-scientific guy, I can say that these testings are conclusive. And we had two cars, identical, even the color was the same. So really, really identical cars. The same tune in both cars. Both cars were very healthy, and everything they were exactly the fucking same. But one car had a 3-inch downpipe, and I don't remember now because this is many years ago. Maybe he also had a full exhaust. The other car was stock. Stock downpipe, stock exhaust. And the difference was massive. So when I was behind the let's call it a 3-inch car, you know. So when I was behind the 3-inch car, I couldn't catch up with him. Alright, so I didn't lose him because the cars were identical, the same amount of power and everything. But he was faster. And when he was behind me and I changed gear, he still had a lot to give in his car, so he almost crashed into me. And this happened a couple of times when we were racing. So the conclusion of this is that the 3-inch downpipe helps a lot from the stock. But our cars are not stock. We don't run the stock downpipe on our cars. So, I mean, do we need a 4-inch downpipe? No, we don't. Do we need a 3.5-inch downpipe? No, we don't. A 3-inch? Yeah, that's good. I mean, we can probably run a 2.5 inch. I'm not a size negative guy. I think large is good. And if we have the room and we can build a 4-inch downpipe that looks good and we're happy about that, go ahead. Needing, needing is a totally different thing. It's, do we need a 4-inch downpipe? No, we don't. The rally cross cars, 0 to 61 miles per hour, 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, faster than a Formula 1 car. 650 horsepower, all-wheel drive, motherfucking monsters. 2.5 inch. Because they have some regulation about that. And, of course, they are built for a totally different purpose, and they run 2.5 inch because they have to, and so on. But it still shows that it's possible and it's not dangerous. So 3-inch downpipe, easy to fit on most cars, even the right-hand drive cars. And then it's gonna be hard, 3.5 inch in a right-hand drive car, it's really fucking tight, And 4-inch, you can forget that. And for us that drives on the correct side of the road, that means we drive on the right side and our steering wheel is on the left. Yes, fucking with you guys. Drive whatever side of the road you fucking want. But, for us it's easier. We can fit almost anything. If you have a W124, you can have a 6-inch downpipe. What the fuck? It's like this room, It doesn't matter. So run what you want, but you don't have to. And we're there again, with the Facebook and valve floats. Oh, you need a bigger turbine housing and a minimum 4-inch downpipe, not to have valve floats. No, you need valve springs, not to have valve float. I mean, it's simple as that. And please, for God's sake, don't run the fucking stock exhaust manifold. But that's for another video. So I think we managed to speak high and low about this. Choose the turbine housing that gives the boost response that you want, right? And the downpipe that fits the car and you like. If you want to show it off to the world that is 16-inch, so be it. I mean, it's all good. But don't try to squeeze anything in that don't fit. It's better to just go down a size. So let's go to the cold side of the turbo. The cold side of the turbo is a really difficult matter. Because here, people just think that they route a pipe to the intercooler, have a big intercooler, and a pipe to the inlet, and it's done. It is not done there. You build this so you don't get mega lag and mega anything else. It needs to be efficient in every way, not only cooling your charged air. And there's a couple of different ways of doing this. I've not done it all, I can't say that, but I have used combinations that are not super common with very good result. Because we built a car that had extremely limited space, and it was because of the climate the car was going to run in, so it was really, really hot. So we needed a lot of fans and we needed a lot of cooling going on everywhere. So we couldn't fit yay size intercooler anywhere. So we were limited to space pretty much, not even 20 meters tall, 20 centimeters tall. And and like 50 by 15 centimeters or something like that. It's a really fucking small place for an intercooler. And we were running 630 horsepower. And 600 plus horsepower in a 606, it's gonna get hot. So we did a combination where we used a water-cooled intercooler and the small size intercooler, the biggest we could fit, but like 15 by 50 centimeters. And we had, of course, full control of temperature also. And that was extremely effective. And it was even beyond my wildest fantasies efficient. So the thing is that we can move out of our comfort zone to make a more efficient setup. And we need to keep all our boost pipes and everything as small as we can. And I'm not talking about an inch or an inch and a half, of course not, because there's a lot of air going through. But in this case, we use a stock. Most of the stock charged piping in the car, and that was, I mean, what is it? 2 inch, maybe 2.5. Maybe 2.5. I don't really remember now, but it's you don't need more. And the pro with this, is that the air moves faster, and the boost response gets a lot better, and everything works better. So it's all good to have mega size intercooler, out of picture size intercoolers, but there are problems involved with having that. A water to air intercooler is often more efficient, and we can also see that on stock cars. Standard cars that have a lot of power in its original state, like the plus 200 horsepower diesel 4 cylinders and the 6 cylinders with over 300 horsepower and so on, and even the petrol engines with like the what is called now, N50. Yeah, fuck it. The BMW 6 cylinders, the turbo ones. They all more or less have the water-cooled intercoolers. This heat exchanging process is really efficient. Just look at the oil coolers. You have an oil cooler, like, it's so small. And you read on it, and it's like 5 kilowatts of cooling power. And just, how is it possible, to in the size of a sandwich to have this cooling ability? So don't stare yourself blind on the biggest shit you can find, because that's not going to be the most efficient. Think about it and read about it and see what other people have done with good results. Everybody can put a 3-inch yay size intercooler in the front, but it has to work at the same time. So that's it then, right? Upgrade your valve springs, you don't get valve float. Choose the turbo that fits your car, or the turbine housing that suits your needs. Downpipe the size you like. Exhaust, do whatever you want. I mean, hood pipe is good for me, doesn't matter. But cold side, think about it. See what you have. On the 606, the charge pipe on the intake side is like mega from the beginning. It's super tight to the engine, bolted to the block, and it's just perfect. Everything you do gonna be more ugly and more inefficient, and it's gonna rattle along because it's not bolted to anything, and whatnot. And you have this perfectly shaped, really thin aluminum pipe bolted to the block that goes along the block all the way up to the intake. It's like God sent you a charge pipe for your car. It's already there. Bam! It's made on day 8. So that, for example, is really good. Just use that one. And on the hot side it's more difficult because maybe your engine is not in a Mercedes car, you don't have the charge pipe for that side, and so on. So there you have to hack something up. But think about it, use the same size as you have on the other side, and use a 3-inch intercooler core, but with 2.5-inch or 2-inch ends on it. What the fuck is called now? So yes, try to do it as efficient as you can, and yes, let's fucking send it. So send it to Kingdom Come. Just full throttle all day, guys. That's what we want to see, and more videos on Facebook of your builds, and no stationary fucking burnouts, you Swedish motherfuckers with your Volvos. You have to do the fucking pro mode burnouts in 100 kilometers an hour. Alright? Other than that, I love you. Bye.